Hey, what's up, guys? GFXLab. Hard Eight Times is another commentator in this commentary scene that has a series called Life Behind Bars, where he talks about his life in prison. And I've never been to prison, but I have been to jail. And I've been to jail for a DUI. And actually went to America's toughest jail in Arizona. It's called Tent City. It's run by this guy, Sheriff Joe Arpaio. I'll put a picture up right now so you guys can sort of see what that looks like. So let's start from where when I got arrested. I was actually drinking these homeless man beers called 40s, and they're so disgusting. I have no reason. I don't even know why I was drinking these things because they're terrible. They're like the worst things you can drink, and there's a reason why they're so cheap, and they're so disgusting. But I was on my fourth 40. And I had it in my hands when the cop pulled me over, and he was like, "Have you been drinking tonight?" And I was like, "Yes." So he just took me in, and when I got into jail, I remember waking up the next day. I didn't know where I was. I thought I was at home, except then I realized I wasn't, especially when the cop came by and banged on the metal door saying, "Wake up, everyone, you got court in an hour." And I was just in the city jail, and it was just a downtown jail, so it wasn't all that bad. It was kind of like more like an office setting compared to the Tent City jail that I went to. But I was in this court jail, and then I went to court that same day, and the public defender told me, he was like, "You can have all your charges dropped if you just plead guilty to your just the one DUI charge or whatever." So I didn't have to deal with all the other fines and stuff like that. All I had to deal with was the DUI because I pled guilty, and the court was generous to do that for me. And I definitely appreciate the public defender helping me out at that time. And I got everything reduced, and I only had to do 10 days. Actually, the day before that, they changed the laws. So I was really lucky. I mean, the day after that, they changed the laws. So I was really lucky that I got in when I got it, and I didn't have to do too much time. Unlike now, for the same incident, you'd get like 30, or I think it was 90 days actually, that you had to do now. So if you get caught now doing a DUI, then you are really screwed, especially if you get a second one. You might as well, just say goodbye to your job. So the cop they impounded my car. It took me, I've had to pay a lot of money to get that car out. But I didn't have to do the jail time for for a week. I had a week, and then I would go into jail, and they scheduled me for, I was during somewhere around October, I think it was, so it wasn't all that hot. So I was really lucky that I got it during that time. Any other time, it was just terrible because it's an outdoor jail. Like I said, it is not fun to be outside in the summer, especially if there's no air conditioner, and all these tents are like tents, and then there's like a little fan inside, so it's not anything that is anything that's fun. I got I had to go and register to get into this jail. And when you go in, you park on this one side of the jail, and you actually have to get registered. You go into this room, this huge lineup, and where they explain to you all the rules of being in Tent City. And then they search you, and you go in, and they don't make you strip search, but they do like pat you down and everything, like what they would do in a airport. And so you get into this really first the room is like massive, and as you get into the jail, you get into smaller and smaller and smaller cells with more and more people. I started out with maybe like 50 other people, and then as I got in there, like the first room, there was like 30 people into this really like small, like 10 by 10 room, which is really ridiculous. And there was there's no chairs. There's just one toilet, and there's a water fountain in there, but it's hooked up to the toilet, so it's kind of disgusting to drink from it. So that's all you basically have. And you just basically for 26 hours, I was moving around from one jail cell to another. and all pretty much with the same people. So I didn't, I had long conversations with some of these guys. Some of them were like radio casters. They're all like normal college people. Most of them weren't like, all these crazy prisoners. But you do see all these prisoners that help out, that help the jail run or whatever. They're like handing out food and they're doing all these things to help, lower their time. So you see all these like hardcore looking prison people walking around, and they definitely look like the people you see in movies and whatnot. But they're walking around while you're in normal clothes, because you're you're not like in the actual prison. You're just going to jail. So, and then as you get into the jail, everyone in there is the same, except when you get into when I actually got into the yard, when after I did all this time sitting in these really small compact rooms, it was just terrible in those, and that was like the worst part of the whole experience. And then when I actually got into the yard, I was able to leave in the morning so I could go and do work. And then I had to leave at during the night though, I had to come back and get in the sleep. I had to sleep there basically at night, and then during the weekends I had to stay there the entire time. So I was dreading the weekends. I did not want to go to back to jail and during the weekends. But then again, it was only 10 days, and right when I got in, there was like a group of people who looked just like me, who had like the same skin color and who had all the same attributes as me, and they were interested in me joining their little group in case there was a jail riot. They were like, if there's a jail riot, who are you gonna roll with? And I was like, I'm probably not gonna get involved with that. And the guy was like, and then the guy, he was like, he had to talk to his associates right next to him about what they were gonna do if I wasn't gonna join their little association there in jail. And I said, you know what, I'm not gonna join your little gang. I'm not in high school anymore. And then the guy, that's what I told the guy. And I heard before, like, just from movies and stuff and all that, like, if you're gonna get picked on in prison one time, it's gonna be a terrible time for you the rest of the time. So I stood up for myself, and I told this guy, like, I'm not gonna join your shit. And and I'm just like standing there like, what are you gonna do now? And the guys were like, it's okay. And then so they just left. They definitely had like bad. There was they kept eyeing me out. I guess like they were looking for an opportunity or something. But I had made a few friends in there, and I remember this one thing that I'll never forget was this one guy. He's 75 years old, and like I said, there's all these little gangs in there, and they're all like they're from the 50s or something, because there's this one like the Chiefs gang or whatever, which is the Native American gang, and then there's like the Latin gangs, and then there's like the white person gang, which is called the Peckerwood gang, or they call them the Woods, but it's it's Peckerwoods. So there's this old man in there, and he was 75 years old. And I've said this in my Minecraft, but you guys can listen to the whole story there. But I remember this guy. He was really old looking, and he was like slouched over. And I remember him just like, because this is like my first day in jail, my first day out in the yard, and this guy gets punched square in the face for missing his Peckerwoods meeting, and he was 75 years old. I was like, bro, how are you gonna punch a 75-year-old man for missing out on his Peckerwoods meeting? That's just fucked up. But if you guys enjoyed this story, let me know. And if you guys want more stories from when I went to this small jail, it's nothing like Hard 8 Times, but let me know. Have an epic day. Peace out. God damn, girl, you got a fat ass.
Hey, instead of sitting here spanking the monkey, why don't you go ahead and like my boy GFXLab on Facebook. www.facebook.com/GFXLab. Thank you.